Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite tank, Gung Ho Guns, and yes, the mustache is still here, defying all odds, gravity, and good grooming habits. Today's topic, solo dungeons. They're brutal, unforgiving, and some make melee players question their life choices. But fear not, I've cracked the code. I present you the ultimate Crusader tank build. That's Greatsword and sword and shield combo. And of course, this is for the solo dungeons only. This is how confident I am that this is the best option for it. So please join me as we go over the build and everything that you need to know. Are you looking for people to play Thorn and Liberty with? Why not join the Mando community? We are on the Snowburn server and are always looking for good players who want to enjoy TNL with good company. Whether you're into PvE content like Trial Dungeons and Raids or some PvP Kung Fu, we are here for you. Join us. The Discord will be in the bio of this video. One last plugin, I promise. I'm grinding to 20k subs and I really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, but only if you enjoyed the video. No pressure, just good vibes. Let's keep this journey going. All right, thank you guys very much for being here. Again, I'm just going to quickly go over this because, again, there is the one build that we use for the boss fights, and then we switch out 2 moves to fight the ads just to make things a little easier. But again, you maintain being a tank and really, really tough to, kill and things like that. So this build right here is for the boss fight. So after the ads, this is the one you will switch out. It is just 2 moves that you got to flip out. If you have like an extra slot, you can just pretty much make 2 of them. Really up to you, but it really does, time efficiency wise, you really need to do this. So again, for the boss fight section, here are all the passives. You guys can take a look at them. Let me know in the description or in the comments if you need to know why I took them. I just want to point out one of them that is my favorite, and that is the Victor's Morale. This is so underused by a lot of people. I don't know why, as well as the Resilient Mind. These 2 are my favorite passives. You definitely want to have them on. Let's go over the skill specializations. And again, I will only point out a few things that you need to have. Again, feel free to play around with it, but this is the ones that I recommend. In the sword and shield, you definitely want to have the health regen on your Immortal Pride, and you want to have the Stalwart Ego on your Stalwart Bastion. These 2 are a must. You can do anything else you want, but these 2 are a must because we need to be able to tank the damage as well as do some damage and not worry about dying. Especially in these solo fights as a tank with no healing coming in, this is really tough for us because we can't, we don't do as much damage as a DPS. So this is a must. Going over to the Greatsword, again, you can take a look at him and go from there. The only 2 that I would say you need to have as an absolute is your Da Vinci's Chill, which is your courage, as well as the instant healing. You need to heal yourself because when you're fighting these things, you don't have a lot of heals, and this is going to save your life. I promise you guys that. The other thing is, if you're using the new sword, the Quake, remember, it doesn't work with a frost cleaving, so that's why we use it with the Gaia Crash and as well as the crit hit chance increase. These are the ones that I use. If you prefer the attack speed, you can put the 3 points in there or completely take it off and put it somewhere else. It's again really up to you. Go from there. For the boss fights, the 2 moves that I use to set up is the stunning blow and the stunning slash. That's why we do the damage increase here and the damage increase here. You can play around with the others as much as you want. Now let's go over the rotation so you guys understand what I'm doing here and how to do this properly when you are actually fighting. Again, this is a very self-sufficient build. Okay, we have 4 defensives, well, technically 3 and a heal. Okay, and that's what we're going to be using. Your Da Vinci's Chill, only use it when you need a heal. That means when you're 70% below health or 60, this is when you want to pop it. It's going to save your life. Okay, now here is how you do this properly for the defensives. Your number 1 defensive is your counter barrier. That's why I upgraded it. Okay, and there's only like 20-second cooldown, so you're going to be spamming this a lot. You want to use your concentrated barrier and then right at the start of the fight. And then as soon as, that goes away and you get to about 80% health, you want to use your Blessings of Immortality. Now you're going to keep fighting this, and this goes away, and then you should be able to use your counter barrier right after that. Then after that, if you need a heal, obviously use your Da Vinci's Chill, but after that goes away and you are getting down to, 70s, 80% health, then you want to use your Stalwart Bastion. That will keep up for 9, 10 seconds. You got to just survive a couple more seconds, and then you can pop Concentrated Barrier one more time. So you kind of get the process. You dance with it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 kind of thing, right? And then obviously your Da Vinci's Chill and everything else you're going to use to heal yourself. Don't be afraid to hit that Q block, because remember, with your Resilient Mind and everything else, it gives you back mana and invasion and health and all that good stuff. So you make sure that you are, progressively hitting that Q button as much as you can. Okay, going for your hitters now, for your damage. We want to make sure that your number 1 and number 2 are your Cruel Smite as well as your Shield Strike. These are your spammers. This one's 8-second cooldown, this one's 5.5 seconds. Remember, you want to keep spamming these. These are your spammables. This is what you do when you're waiting for everything else. So just keep hitting them, you'll get more damage, etc., all that good stuff. Your big 3 hitters are your Gaia Crash, especially if you have that new sword. It hits 3 times back to back to back. And then you have your full charge Death Blow as well as your Guillotine Blade. So the way that I do this is when I'm going in there and I'm doing some damage, I will pop a Will Breaker to break their defense. I will set up my next attack to do a lot of damage. I will hit them with the Gaia Crash because I want that full damage to go into them times 3. After that, I will do a full Death Blow. Because it will still take the effect of the Will Breaker. So it'll still do a lot of damage to it. Then I will set up the Sending Slash to hit a full Guillotine Blade. And that is like 40-50k damage right off the bat as a tank. And then you just dance with it. Again, spammers, set them up. There's no reason for you to be using Stunning Blow and a Sending Slash, as well as Will Breaker. If the others are not up, you're just wasting it. Okay, so again, keep that in mind. So again, this is for the boss fight. Let me show you the one where you switch it out for the ads really quick. Now for the ads, we are just going to take right off here and just take 2 moves and replace them with these 2, and this is what they look like. So if we go over to the Greatsword, again, the Provoking Roar is a must. And on the Greatsword, we are going to take the Devastating Tornado as the Ice Tornado. We are going to take the moves off Death Blow and the Ascending Slash, as well as the damage increase here and the cooldown reduction here. We don't really need that. So we are going to take those off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get the Ice Tornado here, as well as the additional damage here. And again, I can copy that really quick. And then for the sword, you are going to get the Piercing Strike because we do need a little bit more AoE damage, as well as these 2. Now, again, this is what works for me. You're welcome to play with it and then go from it. Again, this is straight up for just the ads because there's so many ads in these and they're going to continue to be like this. So you got to be able to go ahead and take advantage of them. So again, really quick, how you want to do this is, as you see, you still have your spammers. You still have that full setup here for the Big Bang. And remember, your Guillotine Blade is a big AoE damage now. But on top of that, you can now pop your Cleaving Roar into your Ice Tornado, and you will just circle it around, killing literally everyone. It is so much AoE damage, especially if you hit him with a Will Breaker before and use it for this. Yeah, it is just ridiculous how much damage it does. So let's quickly talk about everything else, and starting off with the runes. I think this is very important. A lot of people don't understand how this actually works. So I want to show you guys how to actually do this properly. Okay, so let's bring up my sword because this is important. As you see, I'm still leveling them. Most of the stuff that are currently available are like level 60 or so. So again, as you level them, you want to put in there. The only ones you really should be focusing on is the red ones. Okay, and you want to do, this is like the priority of them. You want to do a heavy crit chance attack, melee crit or melee crit hit chance, some sort of crit hit chance. Something with melee and heavy damage is the best ones to use. Okay, obviously your chaos runes are a must. You want to use the ones that you have them. I don't use magic, so that's why you'll see the negative magic in there, but they're fantastic. Now, what you essentially want to do is, if you kind of go in these, you want to hit your rune synergy list, and you want to go to the blue stuff, because all my runes are blue, as you see. So again, as you see below here, when we get the purple ones, we will switch to these, but for now, stick with the blues. And the ones that I selected was, I wanted the attack speed plus the dexterity. I think those are the best ones for this particular one. So as you see, I have a red, a yellow, and a blue rune. And then I just put these in there, and you want to do this for all your stuff. Okay, so as you get the rune synergy list, perfect, right? As you see right here, and we'll go over them so you guys can see what I did. I just prioritize getting the best available attack rune that I have. And again, remember for the swords and the stuff, it's the heavy damage, the melee crit, and even crit is available in that order. Your yellow, again, I'm just gonna say it. It really doesn't matter. If I had to choose though one, I think I've been just like giving all my stuff on is the skill damage resistance. These are the ones that you want to put in. But if you don't have a high one and you want to boost your CP, just put whatever or even your chaos runes in here. For your blue ones, again, obviously it depends what you have. I personally like the melee heavy attack evasion or endurance options. If they have them, put them in there, or even some mana. Really up to you. These two at the moment, because they are blue, they don't really matter. But again, if you want to go a little crazy with it, I would take anything that you are weak against, especially with the heavy attacks. Evasion is a must. So that's the how I do it. So as you see, this is what I prioritize on all of mine, just like so. And again, as we kind of go there, you will have them on every single piece of gear that you use, which is your swords and your jewelry. Okay, make sure that you take a look at this and make sure that you are leveling these up and getting the best ones in there for you. Okay, I'm actually going to show you next, so you guys can have it, is the weapon mastery. As you guys can see what I'm doing here as I'm leveling them. I'm gonna pull up my full build that is gonna be done here hopefully in the next month, and the gear that I'm choosing and my current project, what this build is gonna look like at the end, so you guys can see it. Excuse me for 1 second. All right, so if you come to my quest.gg profile, if you go into my builds, I actually have this for everybody so you guys can see. And again, this is what we're going to be doing. Now, obviously, I got the Immortal Titanic Blade, Quake Blade to level 10 already, and I'm using the little sync option to get the 12 Bulwark as well. These, in my opinion, are the best, and you definitely want to make sure that you are getting that heavy attack, critical chance, and hit chance on your Greatsword. And for your off shield, that max health, heavy attack, critical hit really does help, in my opinion. These are the best traits for it. Now, I am going to try out the Oblivion Wrath. At the moment, I'm using the 4-piece of the last set, but I already have a piece of this that I am working on. So as soon as I get full 4, I will be getting the full 4 of the Wrath Knight set. The reason for that is the max health and the other one. I'm going to try this and see what it works, because I already have a lot of defense. What I really, really want is more offense. So just, to hold more threat and more damage. I use that 4-piece. I also use, I believe, the just a basic resistance, because I needed more things. So the way that I look at these, and just so you guys can understand, is you want multiple pure stats on them. Like for this one, you get dexterity and strength. In my opinion, that is the best option when you get 1 or 2 really good ones, because it helps you get these bonuses over here. So again, that's why I chose that one. For the jewelry, I am going to be going with the Death Knight, just because, again, you get the dexterity, as well as dexterity strength on this one. You get dexterity hit chance, critical hit chance. I mean, this thing's amazing, as well as the dexterity strength on this one. For the belt, I'm going with the Hero Legacy War belt as well. And again, these are the future projects of what I'm getting. If you look at my old build, you can see what I'm using previously. Again, the traits are all the same as I did on the last one. These are just the ones that I'm going to be using for the armor sets. Again, when you schedule everything, you put it in there correctly, your stash should be looking something like this. Obviously, you want the full 70 on your strength. You want at least 40 on your dexterity. I put 30 for the hit chance just so I don't miss, but honestly, I don't think you're going to miss anyway. You can just take this off and put it somewhere else. I wanted the 40 for the fortitude, because I think that is fantastic. Eventually, I think I might, when I'm figuring this a little bit more, I might put more points into this, but for now, this is going to be it. Going over to the mastery, as I mentioned, as you see right here, this is the priority that I did, and I'm going to walk you guys through it. I put 3 of these first, right here, right in the beginning, because these were the best to unlock the second one. Then I put these 3 right here to unlock this one, and then these 3 over here to unlock this one, and eventually this one. I made sure for the Greatsword to go this one first. Okay, then I went and I got these 3 full because you should be already getting them. Then started working on these 3 and then these 3 and then all the way up to get the unstoppable rush. That is how I prioritize getting these, and obviously you can use these 3 right here if you need to supplement each of the rings. This is how I did the Greatsword, because again, you really want to push the damage output for the Greatsword. Going over to the sword and shield option, the very first one that I did is, again, I went and I put up 10 points here, and then I put these 2 right here to unlock the roar amplifier. And then I started working my way to get the life bargain, and then I went up to get the blade momentum, and then eventually the wisdom's path as I kind of went down here, just to kind of help you with more of the resistances and all the other stuff that you're going to need. But again, feel free to play with it. I've been playing with the mastery for a while now, and this is the best option in my opinion that you can get for the great sword and shield. And again, obviously this is at 200, so don't worry about it too much if you're not there. Just prioritize getting your top ones first and then go from there. Going over to the artifacts, the ones that just dropped, and again, don't take this to heart because I'm still testing this one out, but this is what I'm using so far. I went with the Chaos Bringers because I really do like the set that you get from it. And as you see right here, I just went with 4 of them. I prioritize getting, again, like before, heavy attack chance, heavy or a melee heavy attack chance, and melee critical chance. A majority of them. And then for the defenses, I went collision resistance, stun resistance, and CC resistance. That's really all you're going to need for PvP and things like that, especially, or even PvE. They all work together. So this is what I'm doing. And again, I'm going to share this full build. As you see, I have everything in here as well, if this is easier for you. I will share the link in the description of the video. You guys feel free to copy it, or if you need to look at it, this again can be for you. All right, guys, and that concludes the video. Thank you very much for being here. I just want to show you guys something really quick that I am doing as well here. As you see, these are super easy to do with this build. They might be a little slower, but I promise you they're going to be super easy to do, especially if you have alts, because I have another alt that is like the same character, just a lot of less CP, and I want to show you what I've been doing. And I promise you guys you're going to like this. So on this character, this one dropped today, as you see, and this one was like a couple days ago. I made like 3,500 lucent by selling these things. I kept one, 2 of them dropped, and then there was the other one that dropped as well. And I actually have enough of the loyalty points to buy the sword, on the sword and shield for this character. So again, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I would really take advantage of this and go make some lucent. Thank you guys again. See you in the next one.